Okay, we are live. I'm gonna go and turn the air conditioner off so there's no background noise while we wait for a couple minutes to wait for everybody to pop on and we'll start the workshop. Alrighty, so we're gonna, leave it a couple minutes, see if anybody pops on here for the live stream. So I got some questions and some material that we're going to cover today. So in case you don't know who I am, I'm Master Jonathan Field, owner of Cobourg Tae Kwon Do, 6-degree black belt in Taekwondo, multiple-time Hall of Famer, world champion, world record holder, blah, blah, blah. And that's not why I'm here today. So today, if you happen to click on this live stream through a link, you know that today we're going to go over 3 mistakes that you might be making during sparring. There's actually a lot of mistakes, common mistakes that people make during sparring, but we're going to cover 3 basic ones. Plus, I do have some additional Q&A questions here. And plus, if you want, you can also leave a comment in the comment section here, ask a question, we'll do the Q&A. But yeah, we're going to give it another minute or 2 while we're starting. I'm always on these things a little bit early. But yeah, that's kind of the agenda for today. Also, let me know if the sound quality is good or not. Always hard to tell when you're on a live stream without having something to listen to. But yeah, so we're going to cover the 3 common mistakes that pretty much everybody makes during sparring, including myself sometimes. But my background, really, the perspective I'm coming from it, not as a sparring competitor, but from a coaching standpoint and instructor standpoint, school owner standpoint, for when I'm in sparring class, when I'm teaching a sparring class, or when I'm teaching a sparring session, whether it be at here at Cobourg Tae Kwon Do, or whether it be at another school, at a tournament, wherever I am, and just constantly watching people and seeing the same thing coming up over and over again. So it seems to be universal no matter where you go. So, I'm going to check here. So we're going to get started. It's not going to be too long of a live stream. I just want to cover some stuff real quick here to kind of give you some food for thought. And I might do a few of these. I might do a weekly one or bi-weekly. We'll see how it goes. You can let me know if you don't want me to do these more often. But the first one that we're going to cover, the 3 common mistakes, is thinking that sparring is the same as fighting. So a lot of times these students will join the martial arts school and they want to learn to defend themselves, or they want to learn how to fight. They find out you've heard of sparring, but when they see a little bit on TV, they think that, sparring is fighting. They might be watching the UFC, they might have been watching Cobourg kickboxing, Bellator MMA, PK, kickboxing, whole kinds of ones out there. You want to go online and watching different fights and stuff on YouTube. But people can't come in and they think that how they're going to spar is how they're going to fight. And that's interesting for several reasons. Number 1, sparring is a way to practice your fighting technique in a controlled environment. Sparring has rules. We're only allowed to throw certain hand techniques like jab, cross, hook, uppercut, back fist, ridge hand, some stuff that allow elbows, palm strike, depending on your style, as well as allowing certain kicks and roundhouse, side kicks, back kicks, hook kicks, cross kicks, twist kicks, spinning kicks, knee primary style again. And then the rule will dictate where you are allowed to hit. Some allow you to strictly only do body shots. Some allow body shot and headshot. Some allow continued strength to the leg, right? But there's a set of rules as far as targets, as far as technique, as far as level of contact as well. So, meaning how hard. Some places are like no contact. Sometimes it's very, very light controlled contact, medium contact, hard contact without knocking somebody out, full contact where the aim is to do damage and knock somebody out. There's different levels of sparring. Typically, though, sparring, when you're sparring in a training session or in a class setting, you're not trying to hurt each other. It's extremely light contact, almost like touch contact, where you just barely touch the person. You're showing control. You're working on your technique. This also allows you to experiment and ultimately fail and learn what works and what doesn't work. That's really important with sparring. Unlike fighting, fighting is fighting, or the real term of fighting is to do damage, to hurt somebody, to injure them, to knock them out. Fighting out on the street has no rules. We're not talking about in the ring competition fighting, that's a little bit safer, but not as safe as it might think. But fighting out on the street, anything goes, there's no rules, there's extreme danger, unlike sparring where it's a controlled, safe environment. Now, also, fighting in the ring, whether it's kickboxing, MMA, Muay Thai, full contact Taekwondo, sport karate, you name it. When you're fighting in a ring, you're using the techniques that you use in sparring, but only at a more competitive level. So sparring allows you to learn techniques that work on your distancing, your timing, technique, control, strategy, and so forth. And that's what you want to focus on in sparring, in a sparring class or training session where I want to work all these different attributes without getting hurt, without getting injured, and without hurting somebody else, and without being competitive. Sparring, two people are sparring in a class or training session. There is no winner, because ultimately both people are winning, and both people are learning to get better at sparring. So really, that's the statement of what that people make is they view sparring as fighting. So they go out and rough, trying to win, and that's something that we don't want to do. So let's avoid that. But the second topic I want to talk about, second mistake that we're going to talk about today is hurting your sparring partner. Now, here, like you said, sparring partner. So you're not sparring opponent. When you're sparring, again, in a class or training session, those people that you're sparring with are not your sparring opponent. They are your sparring partner. Partners help each other to grow and get better. And if you hurt your sparring partner, they're not going to want to spar you. And if you hurt enough people, either you're going to kick down the school that you're at, or nobody's going to want to spar you, or you're going to help create a negative sparring environment, and nobody's going to want to come to sparring class. It's really sucks. I mean, sparring class is an awesome class where you get like tons of people, the energy is high, and everything's learning, and everything's sweating, working hard. That's awesome. But when you get that one or two people in a sparring class and they hurt people, it sucks up. When I'm saying about hurting people, I'm talking about two different ways that we want to hurt themselves. So sometimes people go in sparring, again, they think they're fighting. So they go in, they spar hard, they try to hit hard. They hurt their opponent or their sparring partner, so they're seeing them as sparring opponent, and they're trying to hurt them. Like you're actually laying into punches, laying into kicks, or even blocking hard, so it actually hurts their sparring partner, which in their mind is their opponent. You don't want to do that. Second type of way of hurting people during sparring is not having that level of control that you need. So some people, they have all good intentions, they're not trying to hurt anybody, but when they're sparring, they hit fast, or they're trying to hit fast, and because they're trying to hit fast, they also hit you hard. They don't have a level of control yet, that you need when you're sparring. When we spar, I'll throw certain techniques that I know I can super fast, either just on just touching somebody, or I purposely miss it. Sometimes I'll throw a kick to the head or a spin kick to the head. I will purposely miss by just a little bit, because I know if I can throw that kick and my partner didn't react to it and I missed, I know I couldn't hit you, so there's no real point. So I'm still working my accuracy. I can purposely miss it. So therefore I can purposely hit you if I wanted to. So that's the second type of hurting people when you're sparring, is that lack of control. Even if you have good intentions, you're a good person, but you don't have that control yet. You're trying to go too hard, too fast. No, you need to back it off, slow down, work the technique, get good at the technique. One of the best ways to get good at technique is to isolate. You gotta work on your jab, work the jab. You gotta work on the control of your crawl, work the crawl. You gotta work the control of your roundhouse. You need to work on the roundhouse. You need to work on control. You want to work on isolating the technique, isolating the speed, isolating every little part of the technique, whether it be chamber, extension, re-chambering, lifting the foot up, lifting the foot down, the footwork, the accuracy of where you're hitting, and all that stuff. And when the technique gets really clean, then you can start increasing the speed to the point where you can kick fast, just touch somebody, and not hurt them. So that's the second mistake, which is, again, sparring and you're hurting people. Let's not do that. The third, I'm going to walk over real quick for today before we do a few Q&A, is sparring with your emotion, which is not a good idea. Sparring with your emotion. So some people, they get really emotional with sparring. Sometimes people are nervous, so they're a little tense, and they kind of shift to sparring and fighting. So when maybe they get hit a little bit too hard by accident, they go hard, or they're just generally anxious. They get a little bit of touch, or they get hurt a little bit. They'll shut down because they're really emotional that way, or they'll get really aggressive because they're emotional that way. Now, as an instructor, I've always Cobourg Tae Kwon Do here for about 20 years now. There's been a few incidents of students, luckily not for many years now, of students that start with their emotions. Mainly they got triggered, meaning they got hit. They got hit. Not so much hard, but they got hit because they got surprised. There was one incident where two people sparring, and we were actually doing a very controlled, light contact drill. Now we do sometimes 2-on-1 sparring. Where two people are sparring. I'm gonna put a little bit of water in my throat here. My throat was teaching a couple classes this morning. Anyway, so we had an incident where we had a couple people sparring 2-on-1, and the whole idea is to kind of simulate what might happen on the street if there's multiple attackers. So it's very light contact, like it's just touch contact, it's more for fun. It's just a fun thing, right? Very controlled contact, we're in fun there, 99.99% of the time, it's just fun. But the one incident, again, three people were sparring, got two, got one, and the person that was the one was facing the one person that was, working a combination, and the other person kind of came from an angle, and they just tapped him, going to tap him in the head, hit him in the head with the helmet, just super light, right? Like nothing that would even make you level with your head. And that person, the second they got touched, they got mad, they turned around, and they start swinging for the fences on that other person. They were trying to hurt them, like there was no ifs, ands, or buts. Like they were throwing punches to hurt. Now luckily, I kind of saw what was going on, like instantly. How as that person was turning, I could see their eyes, their face was fresh, like they were gonna hurt this other person. So I stopped right away, like telling y'all, like I see things like no, this is not happening. Supposed to be super light contact. It wasn't one. Said, you got caught. After the person that got hit didn't do their job as sparring. I mean, you 2-on-1, You don't ever want to have one person here and one person behind you. Typically, you want two people kind of in front of you, or you just want to go, well, one person's here, the other person's here, and then you're here, that you can only have one-on-one, if there's two against one. You never really want to have one person in front and one person to the behind, or two people off to the side. They're going to come in like a couple of velociraptors going, right? So that was obviously that person's fault, but because they got tagged, they used their emotion, and I had to call that. That's not fun. And we've had other, and I've seen it with other schools. You get a couple people sparring, and one person hits the other person just a little bit harder. For whatever reason, maybe the other person walked into it and didn't have control. And one person gets mad, they start throwing a little bit harder, and then next thing a couple people are using their emotions, or maybe one person's using their emotions, they're hitting hard, and they start yelling a little bit, and it really kills the atmosphere of a sparring class. I mean, you can have like 20, 30 people in a sparring class, and everybody's having fun, everybody's sweating, everybody's working technique. It's just like a lot of fun, right? And then it takes that one person to get a little bit emotional and get a little bit angry, and it literally kills the whole mood of a sparring class. So if you're in an emotional state or in a moody state, don't come to sparring class that day. Just chill out, hold whatever, because you really have no business coming to a sparring class when you're pissed off or you're angry or you're emotional. Because you know what? You're going to ruin sparring class for everybody else. So best that you stay home and maybe you do some training at home or whatever that day, so that you don't disrupt sparring class in a negative way, as well as maybe potentially hurting somebody, go back to mistake number two, or potentially go back to mistake number one, which is to look at sparring as fighting. So those are three common mistakes that I want to kind of cover today. And then I do have a few Q&A questions that people have sent me here. So I'm going to go over a couple of these. I get all kinds of emails and texts and stuff on social media and that, just general question or the type question in class. So number one, how often should you stretch? I got this one the other day actually on Tuesday. One of my students said to me, well, how often should you stretch? So really, I'll give you my best answer for me is I stretch out 6 days a week. So typically what I'll do is, so twice a week, I will do a harder, longer stretch where I'm really trying to challenge my flexibility, my range of motion, my agility, where I'm probably going to be sore the next day, and it's like I'm going to do a workout. Typically, I might do like a Monday, Thursday, Monday, Friday, or an over my hard stretching days. And then if I'm feeling like I'm doing a Monday, Thursday that week, I'll depend on what I'm doing per week. If I'm doing Monday, Thursday, or I would do Monday, Thursday, that's my hard stretch. Tuesday, Wednesday, a lot lighter, a lot shorter. That's kind of challenge anything, kind of a recovery stretch, so that I can stretch out the harder Friday or Thursday. Friday be light, Saturday be light. Sunday, I take off. Or if I do Monday, Friday hard, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday light. And sometimes I do it that way because I'm still sore on Thursday. You gotta listen to your body, let it relax. The best thing for healing or the best thing for recovery is to rest. And then, Saturday, light stretching. Now, and then Sunday, not stretching, nothing. I also got the habit of doing every morning. I do dynamic stretching and joint mobility in the morning. I tend to do my hard stretching during evening class or in the afternoon. So Monday through Saturday, I'll do dynamic stretching or move to range of motion with my arms, my legs, I'll do we all know these different dynamic stretches with your arms like this, up and down, circles, doing like airplanes, swinging legs up sideways, backwards, front way, all kinds of different dynamic stretches sideways and this. I also do a lot of joint mobility stuff with my wrist, elbow, shoulder, hips, knees, and feet. So I do that in the morning, and in the afternoon or the evening I'll do my hard stretching. Sometimes I will also do a very, very, very light stretching before I go to bed, like and where this is more of a completely relaxed. But no matter what type of stretching I'm doing, I'm also trying to relax the muscle. My number one focus is to relax the muscle. Okay, we got. Oh, cool. So you like your. I just read a comment here. So you like your Dochiki and Doyochiki. So yeah, those are awesome Taekwondo style kicks. I'm gonna train that here also for a trained Taekwondo practitioner. So yeah, I think it's important to Dochiki act kick and back kick, I believe. Some kind of mixed up in my head here. I've heard Pachagi, which is the 45-degree roundhouse to the rib. Those are awesome ones. Which is going to be one of the Q&A questions coming up. If you have any questions, let me know. Anybody that's watching right now. And some couple more I want to cover. Second Q&A that I get asked quite a bit. What can I do to improve my speed for sparring? To improve your speed for your sparring, also, you'll have to apply metric exercise like clapping push-up, jump squat, jumping lunges, different exercises with the agility body, where you work with footwork, cross jump, any type of explosive movement, as well as practicing high repetition strength, where you go super hard. So let's say I'm working jab, then I work to speed my jab. First I would just kind of work it nice and light, I'm doing the superfoot style jab, by the way, so I'm not doing a Foster style, more of a sideways jab, and I'm jabbing like this. So I'm not quite jabbing with my hands down, so no comments on keeping your hands up. There's a reason for it. But if I'm doing that jab, I might do 10 light. Then I might do 10 and so, almost 100%. Then I might do 10 reps super fast. Then I would do 10 reps really slow, real fast. And then I go back to 10 reps fast. That's one way I read that method in a book on speed. I can't remember who the author is right now, but it's Speed, the black and red cover. It's on Amazon. I believe it's Chuck Norris show, if I remember correctly. Another way of developing speed for sparring without having to get faster, like physically faster, some people can't, depending on their muscle fiber for that, is to minimize transition between techniques. So what I mean by minimizing transition between techniques, let's say I'm doing jab cross, right? Jab cross. You would never do jab cross. That's slow, right? You throw your jab, as the jab comes back, the cross comes. And when you see one hand starts coming back, the other hand comes forward, they actually meet in the middle, and then they both arrive at their endpoint. That's minimizing transition. If I'm talking about, let's say, kicking, for example, we're going roundhouse to a back kick, right? So let's say I'm doing a rear leg roundhouse. I do a rear leg roundhouse, I instantly go into a back kick. What I did there, I can't see my feet, is when I place my foot down in the roundhouse, my heel is facing my target, and all I have to do is throw a back kick. First is throwing a roundhouse, then having to pivot, then having to throw a back kick. So again, that's the transition. So you want to do that. You want everything to slow. So you're definitely thinking you want to set your foot up for the next technique as it's coming down or when you put down on the ground. That way, it minimizes or almost completely eliminates transitions from one thing to another. Roundhouse, back kick. That way, I don't have to play with the footwork. Therefore, I'm going to be faster or I'm going to increase the speed of my technique because I decrease the amount of transitional time. I'm going to check the comments here. Okay. Alright, cool. Alright, so, hopefully that helps a little bit. Third next few days I have, what's your favorite kick and why? What's my favorite kick? My favorite kick, which is probably, I believe, is the most versatile kick, and probably the most commonly used kick, in Taekwondo and karate, MMA, Muay Thai, any striking art, is The roundhouse. The roundhouse is the most versatile thing. You can do it from a rear leg, you can do it from a lead leg, you can do spinning roundhouse. When you come with this, it's like a rear leg roundhouse, right? Again, so any height, leg, body, head. You have your hopping roundhouse or a lead leg roundhouse. You have a hopping roundhouse or skip roundhouse. You have your spinning 360, 540. You have a double roundhouse. You have all these different roundhouses that you do. Switch roundhouse, slide back, roundhouse, step back, roundhouse, like defensive style roundhouse, jumping roundhouse. You have so many different styles of roundhouse. That's really was my favorite one, but I would say 90% of people that spar roundhouse, and roundhouse with the nice good chamber of roundhouse. You can also turn that into your side kick. You can also turn a roundhouse into a hook kick, all based on one chamber. So, and you can also change the angle of the roundhouses. A couple of my rifles that were discussing, like, you can go from like say, this is zero degree, from like a 15 degree all the way to like 170-degree angle down, right? It's like a quad charging style, a charging style, horizontal roundhouse style. We do what I call an Olympic roundhouse, where you actually come down on an angle. There's so many different styles of roundhouses that you can do. So roundhouse is definitely my favorite one. If I had to like eliminate all other kicks, I would just go to the roundhouse. Okay, checking in the comments. Cool. Alright, next we're gonna go two more Q&As and then we'll call it for today. Second last one. What's the best exercise to get better at cardio or get better cardio for sparring? Well, my number one answer is if you want to get better cardio for sparring, you need to spar. You need to position your body for the exact activity that you're about to do. So, runners or marathon runners, what do they do? They go running. Cyclists that do cycling, they go cycling. Triathletes that do running, swimming, and biking, you gotta do all three. If you're a fighter, you gotta fight, you gotta spar, right? You gotta get your body used to doing that activity. You'll see like fighters and people that spar, do all kinds of forms of cardio, which is good. Definitely want to do some cross training. I always like to do skipping. It's probably my favorite cardio. Skipping, kettlebell. I like to work the bike. I'm not a fan of treadmill, even though I have one behind the camera here. I ask for cycling a lot nicer on my knees. I also do a lot of bag work. When I went for my first degree black belt in the Superfoot system with Superfoot Bill Waller back in June, a couple months ago, I spent a lot of my cardio with shadow boxing and kickboxing on the heavy bag. That was mainly my cardio, and my cardio was good, plus sparring as well. But you want to train specifically what you're doing for what you're doing. So spar, get lots of sparring in, and change up the rhythm. You want your body to get used to it. I know I had one of my counts way back when was a phenomenal runner. Like, could run like half marathon. Now I use like and then go on a treadmill for like 3 or 4 hours. Cardio is excellent that way, but 1 or 2 minutes of sparring you're stuck with. And I had another student that was similar to that too. Excellent cardio for running and that, but they struggle with sparring in the ring. Where I'm definitely more cardio sparring in the ring. So that's number one. Get good at cardio by doing sparring. Then find out other form of cardio that challenges you the most, whether it be bag work, whether it be kettlebell. A lot of my students also like to do our fitness kickboxing, because that's a mixture of working the strength of the Taekwondo, strength of the MMA, mixed with like kettlebells and other forms of cardio. So that's another option as well. Alright, another Q&A question is this person only has seen some of my world records on YouTube. Which world record that you accomplished tough the most training? Alright, so this kind of relates to the last question about cardio and burn. So back in 2019, was actually May May 25th, May 26th, 2019, I did what they call a breakers half marathon. So, my background in martial art, my main competitive background is like patterns and weapons and sparring. That achieved it, and I excelled in competitive breaking. So, baseball bat, boards, concrete, rapid fair breaking, two directional, stuff like that. And I've done um, 8 world records so far with breaking, and I've done one other ISK team record. But my probably the one that took the most training was the last one, and that was the breakers half marathon, where basically I did a half marathon around the indoor track, as well as every 10.5 laps on the track, which was whatever that was, however many kilometers that was. I would have 5 stacks of 5 boards. I'd have to break the board, and then I'd do another 10.5 laps the other way, and I would have to do that like 10 or 11 times. I ended up breaking 254 plus running a half marathon in about 2.5 hours, which is not my best time for running. When I was training, I was doing a lot of track work. I was doing a lot of Taekwondo work. I'm always running my bare feet, by the way. I love barefoot running. It works for me. Some people, you shouldn't do it. I did that, and my good time was I would be able to do a half marathon in about just under an hour and 45 minutes. Now, I'm not a runner, but apparently I have reasonable cardio for that. But yeah, then I ended up about 6 weeks out from doing the world record. I ended up re-injuring my groin because so 5 or 6 years before that, I ended up pulling and tearing some muscle in my groin. I think they figured out I popped my hip out and I popped back in slightly. So yeah, I have a deal with those issues. And I had to do the half marathon, and as I was running the half marathon plus breaking 254, my groin decided to like injure itself some more. So my time slowed down about 45 minutes slower than I would have. I still set the world record, still broke 254. But I spent from like August of 2018 until almost the end of May 2019 preparing for that world record. I'm starting to prepare for another one coming up in a couple of months. So that was what I had to do most work. So going back to today's topic, we discussed the three mistakes of sparring, which were thinking that sparring is fighting, what people do to hurt people when they're sparring, as well as my memory shot here, as well as sparring emotions. Now, if you found this information really valuable and you want to learn more, whether you're an instructor, whether you're a student, or just martial arts enthusiast, I have published my brand new book called The Little Black Book of Martial Arts Sparring, Critical Skills and Strategy Every Martial Artist Should Know. I'm an Amazon bestseller with my previous book. And this book, so 284 pages, so reasonably thick, and it has all kinds of different strategies and tools and skills and mentality that anybody can learn from and utilize in sparring. Like you take some of the stuff, read it, and instantly apply it to your next sparring session, and you'll instantly get better. I don't know, I'm not saying like dramatically, but this is free launches today. You can go, if you check those links in the description of this video, you can go ahead and pre-order them. If you're a Kindle, you can pre-order it, or if you want the paperback cover, you can actually start getting the paperback cover as of today. I have it on discount right now for the next couple of days. So today is August 19th. So probably, mid next week, the price is going to go up. So if you want to grab, the copy of this book cheap, go in the section description below. We have it for the US, Canada, UK, and Australia link, separate link. Go ahead and check it out. Again, it's the Little Black Book of Martial Arts Sparring, Critical Skills and Strategy Every Martial Artist Needs to Know. Again, I decided this book is, like I said, it's a small book, physically, but thick, so that you can read little sections, like little section, throw it in your gym bag, your knapsack, take it to sparring class, read a couple sections or a couple of pages before you spar, and then a beautiful things on the book that I designed before. In the back, there is actually like a journal type thing, and what I did was I created a plan on how you can take some of the skills and some of the strategy, put them into a plan or a 3 month plan, and practice how you should practice these skills. And then at the end of the 3 months, reevaluate how you did and decide whether you still want to work on those skills, strategy. Do you want to take some and implement, put some other ones in, take some other ones out, and there's enough journaling at the back for those 36 months of really working the strategy that works best for you. So go ahead if you want to get pre-order it on Kindle, you can do it today, or take the paperback copy. You can click the link in the description below, and you know what? Share it with all your martial art friends. So that's for today. Thank you guys for joining me on the live feed. If you have any questions, you can also leave them in the comments, and I will get back to them later. We might do some other different live streams to help you guys with your sparring skills. Today with some mistakes, we may cover some more mistakes. We may cover some specific strategies from the book, but more footwork, different combinations, different skills that you can work, all kinds of stuff. Let me know what you want me to cover in the next live stream, and I'll make that happen. Send me questions. Again, this is Matt Johnson from Cobourg Tae Kwon Do. Thank you for joining me. Have a fantastic weekend and enjoy the rest of your day.